Hadrian's reign marks a fascinating chapter in Roman history that blends military prowess, cultural passion, and administrative innovation. Throughout his time as emperor, Hadrian not only secured the empire's frontiers, but also infused Roman life with the elegance of Hellenistic art and philosophy. His rule represented a shift from expansion to consolidation, emphasizing careful governance and lasting public works. In this exploration, we journey across pivotal moments of his life, from his dramatic rise to power to his enduring legacy as a builder and reformer, blending the essence of Roman strength with the allure of Greek culture. This narrative traces the footsteps of a ruler who embraced duty and creativity in equal measure. We will investigate how Hadrian was chosen to succeed Trajan under extraordinary circumstances and the significance of his military and administrative reforms. His appreciation for beauty and order led him to champion monumental architectural projects that still echo through modern cities. Additionally, his policies reformed the legal and bureaucratic machinery of Rome, ensuring that the state, rather than individual ambition, remained at the heart of governance. By framing his life within the context of vibrant cultural exchange and pragmatic leadership, this video aims to deliver a comprehensive understanding of an emperor. Prepare to uncover the rich layers of Hadrian's world, where art met discipline and legacy was crafted not solely on battlefields, but also in the halls of innovation and creative expression. Throughout this video, we invite you to join a thoughtful examination of Hadrian's visionary reforms, his calculated military strategies, and his unabashed love for art that transformed Rome into a living canvas. Let us embark on this captivating journey together. Hadrian's background is as rich as his legacy, beginning in a time when family lineage and military skill were prized above all. Born into a world steeped in Roman traditions yet open to new cultural influences, Hadrian's early years in Italica prepared him for the immense responsibilities ahead. Despite facing the constraints of his era, he quickly distinguished himself through his military accomplishments, earning a reputation for decisiveness and bravery on the battlefields near Syria. In a dramatic turn of events, Emperor Trajan, who left no clear male heir, adopted Hadrian on his deathbed. This unexpected act propelled Hadrian into the higher echelons of power, instantly placing him under the watchful eyes of Rome's Senate and military leaders. His adoption signified a merging of tradition and innovation, as the experienced ruler entrusted the future of an empire to a man known for both discipline and cultural curiosity. As Hadrian accepted his new role, his troops celebrated him with the title Imperator, a signal of unquestioned loyalty and military achievement. Even in the face of plots hatched by some of Trajan's most able officers, such as Lusius Quietus, Hadrian's authority was swiftly consolidated by decisive action. The Senate's response to these conspiracies, executing masterminds behind treachery, underscored that Hadrian's reign would be marked by steadfast discipline and unwavering commitment to Rome. The young emperor was not merely a military man, he was also a visionary. His early experiences on foreign battlefields instilled in him the belief that the strength of Rome lay in its ability to adapt and reform. This foundation of early triumphs and challenges would shape his future policies, steering Rome toward a new era defined by cautious expansion, cultural enrichment, and administrative reform, ultimately setting the stage for one of the most influential reigns in Roman history. Hadrian's deep affinity for Greek culture was one of the defining elements of his character and policy. He embraced Hellenism not simply as a matter of personal taste, but as a transformative force capable of uniting diverse populations under a common appreciation for art, philosophy, and scientific inquiry. His admiration for Greek ideals brought a creative liveliness to his rule that set him apart from previous emperors. This cultural passion helped bridge the gap between traditional Roman values. In his reign, Hadrian actively promoted the study of literature and the fine arts, while personally engaging with scholars and poets. He sponsored grand cultural festivals and invested in architectural projects that celebrated the glory of classical Greece. His projects, such as the completion of the Temple of Olympian Zeus in Athens, were designed both to honor the legendary past and to inspire future generations. Through these initiatives, Hadrian turned cities into living museums, The emperor's approach to governance was equally infused with Hellenic influences. He recognized that the foundational elements of Roman society were steeped in Greek culture, and he sought to cultivate and preserve that legacy. His policies encouraged education, debate, and the free exchange of ideas among citizens of different backgrounds. By integrating Hellenic aesthetics and intellectual traditions into the fabric of the empire, Hadrian helped transform Rome into a vibrant center of learning and creativity. In embracing Hellenism, Hadrian displayed an openness that allowed him to appreciate cultural diversity while still upholding the strength of Rome. His legacy teaches us that the blending of artistic sensibilities with administrative rigor can lead to an enduring and dynamic society, one that values both heritage and progress. Hellenism remains a beacon of inspiration. Realizing that expansion had strained Rome's resources, Hadrian made a decisive pivot in military strategy that prioritized stability and defense over endless conquest. He carefully abandoned the newly acquired provinces of Mesopotamia and Assyria, understanding that maintaining these far-flung territories risked overextension of the empire. Instead, Hadrian sought to consolidate what Rome already held by strengthening the frontier defenses and refining the discipline of his legions, ensuring that each soldier could respond rapidly to threats. Hadrian's approach to military affairs was both innovative and pragmatic. He re-established Rome's traditional policies in Armenia, accepting the acknowledgement of overlordship by a Parthian prince. This strategic retraction not only stabilized the region, but also demonstrated his willingness to negotiate with external powers, emphasizing diplomacy alongside military might. His reorientation of military priorities allowed for improvements in fortifications, better training regimes, and higher professional standards that would influence Roman military organization for centuries. One of the most dramatic tests of Hadrian's military policy was the revolt in Palestine. The uprising followed the controversial establishment of a Roman colony on the historic site of Jerusalem. This ignited deep-seated tensions among the Jewish population. Determined to restore order, Hadrian deployed seasoned legions under a command characterized by both firmness and tactical flexibility. The conflict spanned 2 arduous years, from 132 to 134 AD, and showcased Hadrian's aptitude for managing complex military operations. Throughout the siege, he emphasized not only brute force but also measured restraint, aiming to reintegrate rebellious territories without inflicting unnecessary hardship on the local populace. Further, Hadrian paid meticulous attention to the logistics of warfare. He ensured that supply lines were secure and that military camps along the borders were upgraded to serve as both defensive outposts and centers of organization for rapid mobilization. His reforms extended to the structure of the legions, promoting the idea that a disciplined, well-supported army was the best safeguard against unexpected incursions. This measured approach to military management underscored his belief that a secure empire was one underpinned by both strength and thoughtful governance. By reordering military priorities and reinforcing the empire's frontiers, Hadrian laid the foundation for a more sustainable defense strategy, one that recognized the importance of preserving resources while still projecting power when necessary. His policies not only quelled regional disturbances, but also left a legacy of military discipline and innovation that would influence Rome's defensive strategies for generations to come. In final analysis, Hadrian's military policies represented a masterful balance between aggression and prudence, where the art of war was governed by both historical wisdom. Hadrian's reign was marked by an ambitious overhaul of Rome's judicial and administrative systems, reflecting his belief that effective governance depends on both legal precision and bureaucratic efficiency. To advance the cause of justice, he established a permanent council of eminent jurists whose task was to advise on matters of civil law, ensuring that legal procedures remained consistent and fair throughout the empire. Among these scholars was Salvius Julianus, the jurist tasked with codifying and finalizing the praetor's edict. Recognizing that the old judicial burden placed on the city courts was unsustainable, Hadrian restructured the organization of legal administration by dividing Italy into 4 judicial districts. In each district, an official of consular rank was appointed to oversee cases, a move that gradually shifted the balance of power away from the Senate, aligning Italy more closely with the provinces. This reform not only streamlined legal proceedings, but also reflected a broader trend of centralizing administrative authority under the emperor's direct control. In parallel with his judicial reforms, Hadrian initiated an extensive program of public building and urban renewal, projects that offered both practical benefits and enduring symbols of imperial grandeur. In Rome, his architectural vision brought to life structures that have become landmarks in history, among them the magnificent double temple of Venus and Roma, and his own mausoleum, which is known today as Castel Sant'Angelo. These grand monuments served dual purposes. They reinforced Rome's status as the eternal city. The cultural impact of Hadrian's building projects extended well beyond Rome. In Athens, he completed the construction of the great temple of Olympian Zeus, a project originally launched by Pisistratus in the 6th century BC. This edifice not only connected the modern era with ancient traditions, but also symbolized a renewed commitment to cultural and artistic excellence across the empire. His efforts in rebuilding and preserving cities underscored his desire to leave an indelible mark on the physical landscape of Rome and its provinces. Moreover, Hadrian's administrative reforms laid the groundwork for the transformation of the Roman bureaucracy. By creating new offices, one of which was the post of advocatus officii, he offered promising career alternatives for equestrian officers, thereby elevating the status of the equites in government circles. This innovative move broadened the scope of public service and allowed for the cultivation of a more diverse and capable administrative class, one that emphasized merit over birthright. Collectively, these judicial, administrative, and architectural initiatives established a new paradigm for imperial governance. They not only improved the daily lives of citizens by ensuring more effective legal and bureaucratic support, but also fostered an environment in which art and innovation could flourish. Hadrian's legacy in these areas continues to resonate, reminding us that the strength of an empire lies not only in its military might, but also in the institutions and infrastructures that sustain it. These sweeping reforms not only streamlined public administration, but also promoted a culture of accountability and innovation that transcended the immediate needs of governance, creating a framework that would influence subsequent generations. In the later years of his reign, Hadrian faced the challenge of ensuring the continuity of his visionary policies by carefully selecting a successor who could carry forward his transformative agenda. With no natural heir, he initially adopted Lucius Saeonius Commodus under the name Lucius alias Caesar, entrusting him with tribunician authority in a bid to secure a stable transition. Unfortunately, Commodus's premature death forced Hadrian to make another difficult decision regarding the future leadership of the empire. Undeterred by personal loss, Hadrian then turned to an elderly senator, Titus Aurelius Antoninus, whose wisdom and experience were deemed fitting for the responsibilities of rule. This adoption not only secured the immediate succession, but also set in motion a series of further adoptions. Antoninus, in turn, adopted the nephew of Hadrian, Marcus Annius Verus, thereby creating a line of succession that would influence the future of the Roman state for decades. Through these carefully orchestrated measures, Hadrian demonstrated that leadership is a matter of foresight and deliberate planning rather than mere happenstance. His later years were, however, marred by ill health and a growing sense of suspicion. Personal losses and political challenges deepened his reliance on strict measures against perceived conspiracies, contributing to a widening rift with the Senate. Despite his often austere and cautious demeanor, Hadrian's reforms and achievements were numerous, spanning military, legal, cultural, and architectural fields. His principate stands as a distinct epoch in Roman history, characterized by a blend of stoicism and creative innovation that set the stage for his successors. Hadrian's legacy remains a subject of admiration and debate. While some viewed his policies as overly cautious or even repressive, others celebrated him for his commitment to efficient governance and cultural enrichment. His contributions to law, military organization, and public works continue to resonate, inspiring modern scholars and architects alike. Ultimately, Hadrian's life reminds us that a leader's true power lies not in personal ambition, but in the ability to shape a lasting and inclusive legacy that favors the state above all else. His careful choice of successors and progressive policies ensured that the principles of practicality, innovation, and cultural enrichment would thrive long after his reign. Through his enduring imprint, future generations learned the importance of stability, measured ambition, and selfless service. The story of Hadrian's succession and his lasting impact reminds us that true leadership involves careful planning, selfless service, and unwavering dedication to the greater good. Hadrian's reign stands as a testament to the enduring power of visionary leadership.